President Trump says he will sign an executive order to get rid of mail-in ballots and voting machines. Studies have shown mail-in voting fraud is rare, and in those few instances, the perpetrator was punished and votes were never counted. But the president now says elections can never be honest with mail-in ballots. ABC News Washington Bureau Managing Editor Catherine Falders is here with more on that. Catherine, states run elections, not the federal government. So how much power does the president have here? And what does the data show about mail-in voting and voting machines?
Well, we know that Trump obviously has long blamed his 2020 election loss on mail-in voting. The data hasn't shown that to be a statement of fact, frankly, at all. And to your point, yes, states do run their elections. It's not like the federal government or the executive can just jump in and change that. That doesn't mean that he being President Trump won't try to through an executive order that he says he will sign. I'm not sure if that's actually been drafted inside the White House or reviewed by any lawyers, but that's what he says. And we have to read the fine print of that. The reality is states run their elections, and whatever Trump does to try and change that will surely be challenged in court. I'm sure that's something that will be litigated. Of course, he might try and pressure various Secretary of States or various different states to change their laws. We'll ultimately have to see how this plays out. This is very preliminary, it seems. He's just posting this on his social media platform saying this is something he's going to do. He hasn't done it yet.
President Trump told Fox News he discussed mail-in voting with President Putin in Alaska on Friday. So what do you make of the timing of this announcement?
The timing is quite suspect in that sense, right? He said, as you note to Fox News, that they discussed mail-in voting and that Trump said that Putin agreed with him that there shouldn't be mail-in voting and that he said there's no mail-in voting in any other country in the world. Well, the reality is that Russia has mail-in voting. Many countries have mail-in voting. So at least what some people would say and some commentators who follow Putin is that it appears that this would be Putin having an influence over Trump's decision-making again, specifically as it has to do with elections. Now, in Trump's Truth Social post, it's worth pointing out that he didn't say he was taking that action based on any conversation that he had with the Russian president, but the timing does seem to add up there, specifically because Trump said it was something that they discussed during their meeting last week.
All right, Washington Bureau Managing Editor Catherine Falders, thank you.